How'd it go last night?
Jane, what is it that you do?
I run my family horse farm. I want you to stop pushing me to date.
Come on, Jane. Daddy's getting married in a week, and he might not be able to do all the best friend stuff anymore.
You know, Mark has been your best friend for a decade. Your husband for half of that, even since the divorce.
Women don't usually plan bachelor parties. Best woman?
Oh, right, the bachelor party. Remember, Jane, don't have him out too late. She's such a bad influence.
He's moving on, Jane. I just don't want you to be lonely.
Oh my God.
I keep running into this woman. I don't even know her, but there's just this feeling.
A spark?
She's Heather's wedding planner.
Well, I guess you'll have to come with me to test the menu for the catering.
I know it's been rough, Mary Ellen.
Sure glad that Al wasn't here when Pine Hill Stables opened.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compete with $1 million facility. You know, this won't stop things with the bank.
Mom, what's wrong?
We're losing the farm.
It's not we anymore, Jane.
This was a mistake. I let my guard down. I lose focus of what's really important.
Maybe I don't have room in my life for something like that right now. It's just a little change.
You always made Christmas so special for us. And remember what you always used to tell us?
Holiday magic makes everything brighter.
It's never actually as easy as pie, is it? Except when it's pie.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for A Holiday I Do, streaming right now on Tello Films. Go rent it, go stream it, go buy it, do all the things. And joining me right now is the stars of A Holiday I Do. I'm so excited. I have Lindsay Hicks as well as Rivkah Reyes. It's your boy Kuya. This is Nerds Rule the World. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, ladies. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure. We're in the holiday season. It's the holiday spirit right now. I'm trying to get mine up, even though I've been working and, toiling away. But I do this because as a fellow creative, we're doing all this press. We're talking all the things. And you just want to show love and highlight, you want that energy exchange. To me, I'm an empath. It's all about energy exchange. And this looks amazing. We just showed the trailer. When you all caught wind of this project from Tello, what excited you about, jumping on this project to tell this story? We all love our holiday films. I'm a Hallmark guy, especially during December. That's in our family. And now we're going to head over to Tello. Because last year we had Marion Gay, which was amazing. I got to speak with the creatives on that. And now I've been talking to you all this year about A Holiday I Do. And I do. Tell me about getting down with this. If I could start with you, Lindsay. When they gave you the call to work on this project and be the woman who falls in love with her BFF's, your ex-husband's wedding planner. That just sounds crazy in concept. Is that what drove you into the project, Lindsay?
Yeah, I read the script. I thought it was so sweet, and I was so excited to play this character. And so when we talked, I was talking to the director, Paul Schneider, and his wife Alicia Schneider, and we just got so excited about what we could possibly make and to give this kind of like our own little holiday gift for anyone that wanted something kind of warm and cozy and gay.
I love it. All right, so you come on board, and then you have to have this BFF wedding planner, your husband's wedding planner that drives you little nuts, and working with the amazing Rivkah Reyes. Rivkah, when you got wind of this project, what was it like, and why did you want to come on board with this?
Yeah, similarly, the team reached out to my team and sent me the script, sent me some scenes to look at, and we all got on Zoom together, and I read some of those scenes with them, and we chatted about the project, and they mentioned that proceeds of the film would go towards the Trevor Project, which is a cause that's near and dear to me. I've done work with them before. I was just like, oh, that's cool. I did not know you could do that with a film, but allegedly you can. And Yeah, I love holiday rom-coms. I love rom-coms in general, and I had just done another Christmas movie called Picture Perfect Holiday, where I was a lesbian character who was kind of like the side plot. Like, there was some funny moments and everything, and there was a like lesbian kiss on a Lifetime movie, which doesn't happen that often during that season. And just the fact that we were able to get that in a Lifetime movie is great. But of course, there was a part of me that was like, well, what is like the story with these two like lesbians and how do they get to this place? And why don't we get to see that Christmas story? And then a couple months after that came out, this came into my lap and I was just like, oh, great. I guess we get to tell another queer story, but that is more at the forefront and like the protagonist is queer. And that is aside from Happiest Season and Single All the Way and Marrying Gay, I haven't seen. What is that? I just
it's awesome. Another Telefilms project. Dia Frampton is in that one.
Fun.
Yeah. Good time.
One of my doppelgangers. That's so fun. But yes, I'm excited to be a part of the growing queer Christmas culture lexicon.
Let's go. I love it. All right. So you both get involved with the project. Number one, I really love, because I did notice the whole thing about the Trevor Project, which is amazing. I love that wasn't like something that they did aftermath, that they actually had that in mind at the front end. That's beautiful and amazing. Mm-hmm. So with all that being said, you guys are both very interested in getting on the project. Did y'all have a chemistry read? Because I know as a filmmakers, we're in pandemic times and, reading and, getting that chemistry. What was that like when you both signed on board? Did y'all meet up first? Did you do a Zoom call? What was that like to build the chemistry between you two? If I can throw it back to you, Lindsay.
Yeah, well, our first meeting, we had a ton of friends in common, and all of my friends that know Rivkah had only amazing, glowing things to say about them. So I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And the first time that we actually met was in the airport, right before we got on the plane, and we were like, we need coffees immediately. So we like ran across LAX trying to get coffees, and I immediately was very, very grateful that Rivkah was going to be the person I was about to spend all of this time with in cold Michigan, because everything that everyone said about Rivkah was true. They're so warm and dedicated and funny, and it was great. Got lucky.
Awesome. How about you, Rivkah? Meeting up with Lindsay?
We had a table read on Zoom, which is now becoming like par for the course for a lot of things. The Zoom table read, which is not as fun as a live table read, of course, but but I don't really remember, we didn't really interact as far as
I've forgot we did that table read.
Yeah. And we didn't even have everybody that was in the cast yet, I don't think. It's maybe a week before production. And then, again, I had forgotten about the Starbucks moment where we ran through LAX trying to find Starbucks. But yeah, it was an instant. We immediately had a bunch of stuff in common, mutual friends, and I was just like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to be fun, because you don't always get the opportunity to work with somebody as kind or funny as Lindsay or myself. And it can be taxing to fake chemistry. It's actually nearly impossible to fake chemistry. So I'm very grateful that I didn't have to fake anything.
Wonderful.
Hard same.
Awesome. All right. So I like getting this behind the scenes stuff, because again, everybody, A Holiday I Do is available right now on Telefilms. Go check it out. Pause this if you want to do that, and then, get this inside information that we're getting right now. I love it. All right. So you're on set. Again, we're in crazy pandemic times. So now you have to really build the chemistry. What was it like working on set? Any memories of working together? Was there any particular scenes, even maybe after having read the scripts, that you really wanted to flesh out, maybe as actors, to build this up, when you first meet Lock Eyes, because it draws you in. This is why we love rom-coms. We feel it. we were like in the motions with the characters. If I can throw it back to you, Lindsay.
Yeah, there were so many funny moments. I remember, and we keep saying this, but it was so cold. So a lot of our energy was put toward finding warm places to be, whether it was a warm car or by a fire or wherever we could get that was warm. But also I remember well, first of all, I hadn't acted in anything in a while. It'd been pandemic. I was like, is it all flowing? And I remember I'd been working with an acting teacher, and my acting teacher was like, do you think Rivkah would like come into your room and like work with us on this scene? And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe. And I asked Riv, and they were like, oh, hell yeah. And was immediately on board, came over. We did this like acting. Do you remember this, Riv?
100%. This was my first meeting of Leslie Kahn, who's now my go-to gal. I mean, that I've been taking classes with this coach for months. I after meeting her through Lindsay on set, I fell in love with her. She's an amazing coach. Amazing. And, I had her coach me on a couple auditions after that. And then I decided to take her full educational course. So she has a studio in LA, and now I'm like a regular Leslie constituent.
So yes, and she's great. And Riv came into the room, and we did this whole thing with Leslie Kahn, and it was so great. But the first meet cute moment, I remember Riv and I were trying to figure out the timing of everything, and Riv was just so game to like, because we had to like bump into each other, but we were actually like kind of running into each other like WWE level, like stage combat type situation. It was really, and we were both just like going for it, and there was coffee flying everywhere, and it was so real. And I loved that Rivkah was so game to just be like, oh, we're about to run the hell into each other hard a gazillion times on this icy street.
Yes, I'm very much a commit to the bit kind of gal. Mm-hmm. And that scene, I remember the writers were struggling to make it a true meet cute. I think in an earlier draft, it was more frustrated, and Sue was like, he spilled like coffee all over me. What the heck? And like, it was more of an awkward, like bad situation. But I, as a writer, couldn't help but put my 2 cents in and be like, hey, like, what if this was like a true meet cute, and it was just like an awkward, like we're both kind of wiping the coffee off each other and making stupid dad jokes about it, and then we walk away from each other and are like, who is that?
Yeah.
It just felt more realistic and less adversarial. And I think I mean, from the reviews I've seen and from the people who have watched it, really have said that they love the meet cute, and it is a classic thing of like 2 strangers bumping into each other literally. And then making it queer because, it's revealed that Sue's drinking an almond milk latte.
Shout out to the team. I love that. I see, I did my little bit of research that all y'all are, creative filmmakers as well, outside of just actors. We're all actors here too. So I love that the team took your notes and allowed you to add some additional notes to everything to really make the character shine.
They did that for some of the other scenes as well. Like they were pretty adamant about making Sue more 3-dimensional of a character. And so they asked me about like Filipino culture with Christmas, and you will see in the movie some little references to Sue's Lola. And I was really appreciative because you don't often get that chance to have that kind of autonomy over a character. Some writers are really precious with their stuff, and it has to be exactly how they wrote it.
Exactly.
But Paul and Alicia and Melinda were very open to my feedback and input on like certain lines, certain plot points for Sue. They let me give her a last name, which was nice. So we have Sue Santos in the building.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. That's amazing. Oh, just getting all the props. Shout out to Tello and the team. I love that. So with that being said, I wanted to go back in regards to the representational aspects. Tello Films giving us great lesbian representation with this and your characters. If we could talk about your characters specifically, and your roles, Lindsay, if I could go back to you, you're the lead in this and you fall in love with Rivkah's amazing character. Outside of the trailer that I showed earlier, can you talk about your character and what you hope people get from just everything that she goes through, even though it's a comedy and it's insane, the situation, but I love it. It makes me want to really, check it out.
Yeah, so I was very excited to play Jane because she's not struggling with her gender preference, her sexuality at all. What Jane struggles with is her own just kind of like awkwardness and not really feeling like she knows what she wants in a partner or where she'll find it or if she even wants it. Or it's not about her being gay. It's about her trying to find what's right for her and feeling really awkward about the whole thing as far as dating, because dating is awkward. And especially she has this daughter and she wants the daughter to feel taken care of, especially because her ex-husband is about to get married and there's a lot of change happening. And so I think through this character's awkwardness, she finds Sue, and I think is so excited by the fact that she can actually get excited about a person because it just hasn't happened yet to her. And so I think that this experience that we get to watch Jane have is to see so many things happening in her life. There's support, there's connection all over the place, but there's also the awkwardness of just being human and the thrill of meeting someone you're excited about after many, many years of not feeling excited in that way.
I love that. Yes, that's what grabs me from the trailer. Just seeing that journey and that, I think as a society, we've kind of followed the normal roles that we're supposed to do, but we've been closeted, and that's why now I think this is so the now movie, and I love it, and it's okay, and we can find ourselves. I think it's beautiful with that we get to go on that journey with your character. Rivkah, you play the amazing Sue that she didn't know it was what she needed and helps her find herself. But at the same time, you're on your own from what I saw from the trailer of what you define. You want her to follow her own journey and, not be that changer. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen it all the way yet, but you get to do a little bit of all of that. Can you expand upon Sue and hopefully what the people see from Sue?
Yeah, I think Sue is a classic case of workaholic, maybe. She gets a little lost in work. And
that's very Filipino, by the way.
Yeah. When I read that in the script, I was like, oh, I relate to this character a lot immediately. And she's just a really hard worker and really lets work be the priority. And so when she meets Jane, it's almost like this welcome distraction, and feels like maybe there's like a chance that she can, have this romantic connection with somebody. And then I won't spoil anything, but things kind of get messy. And Sue's kind of response to that is to shut down and be like, no, like I have to get back to work. But we'll see if you watch it, see what happens and how that shakes out. But given that it is a Christmas rom-com, we can maybe assume that things work out in the end. But yeah, I think it is very common, especially in late stage capitalism, for people to really get lost in work and get a little work obsessed and do this thing of like, well, I don't have time for a relationship because work is my girlfriend. And I was definitely there when I met my now fiance, but it's nice to let people in sometimes. I also like this, moment that Sue has of vulnerability with Jane, talking about her kind of history with her mom and stuff. And that it doesn't get to that place of like, I came out and I was kicked out of my house. Like, it's really just more a story about like, my mom was a strong woman and she gave me life advice that I, really took seriously. And this message of like, the right people will stay with you if they are not afraid to work through your hard exterior, which I also really relate to.
All right. Well, thank you, Rivkah. Lindsay Rivkah, thank you so much for sharing this with me. Everybody, A Holiday I Do is available right now from Tello Films. This just sounds amazing. I can't wait to watch it with my family and enjoy it. And I'm glad that we have it because it's such a film for right now that I think is so important as well. And just to change up, what we're regularly watching. I watch a lot of stuff on Hallmark, but also they're not giving us all the representation we need. And so shout out to Tello for giving us that. Thank you for fulfilling my holiday wishes by joining me today. Lindsay and Rivkah, you guys are the best. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do next. But this is amazing. I'm really looking forward to watching this with my family.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
A pleasure. Everybody, Lindsay Hicks Rivkah Reyes, A Holiday I Do, available right now from Tello Films. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Recording. Here we go in a 1, 2, 3.